God, he's getting so big. It's Steve, the Minecraft cat. What's up, nerds? It's your boy, the OGGM. Thank you to all the new subs. I believe we're up to almost 195 this morning. Thank you very much. Hopefully you will stick with us through the holidays. Support us. Help us hit... What have I got all on my face? Help us hit 1,000 subs. Look, no shave November. Still going for it. All right, it's time for some rumor control. What have you got on your ears, Steve? It's time for some rumor control and some facts and fictions. Okay, there's a rumor going around that Jeremy Crawford's head is on the chopping blocks as a response from Hasbro to the $60 million profit loss and the latest round of lack of D&D sales and the latest round of Wizards of the Coast controversy and nonsense. So is Jeremy Crawford's head on the chopping block? This is a rumor. It has not been confirmed. My contact at Wizards of the Coast has nothing to say about it. Other than, obviously, they're concerned about their job because of all the replacements. There is another rumor that there will be another Wizards of the Coast individual replaced with a new, possibly another Microsoft individual. Again, neither of these rumors have been confirmed. I don't know where they're coming from or who started them. I have not heard anything. Will his, head be on the chopping block in the future? Possibly. More likely, we're just going to see less of him and possibly more of Perkins or possibly more of other individuals as the, the mouths of Wizards of the Coast, so to speak. I wouldn't be surprised if before 2027 Crawford is either responsibility is diminished or he is just sort of shuffled away or he is terminated. But right now there's no confirmation that his head is on the chopping block. But considering we are looking at from 2023 to 2027 and how Hasbro wants their various product lines to be developed, not looking good for Mr. Crawford and Mr. Perkins, but who knows? They could stick them. They could stay around. I don't know. I have no comment. I'm gonna guess his days are numbered, but I could be completely wrong. So this is just a rumor, not fact. Now, for what is fact in regards to Hasbro and the direction they want Dungeons and Dragons to go. First, you will notice as more and more press releases and as things are happening now and things are going forward, more and more it's Hasbro that is presenting D&D related things, not Wizards of the Coast, which is to be expected. It's not unusual. It doesn't really mean much of anything. It's just Hasbro wants to take a little bit more control of the direction of their two biggest non-toy franchises, Magic and D&D. Remember, Hasbro doesn't need Wizards of the Coast to make Magic, and they really don't need Wizards of the Coast to make D&D. Wizards of the Coast needs Hasbro. If Hasbro lost D&D or decided to shelve it or put it on hiatus for a couple of years like they did after 4th, it wouldn't really affect them at all. Even if D&D ended today, it's not like D&D would go away. We've already talked about this. It's not like D&D would be canceled. We've already talked like this. It's not like the product would be out of print and you couldn't still find it. And it's not like Hasbro couldn't still milk the D&D IP for years. The D&D IP is worth way more than D&D the game. I mean, you only make selling a D&D module or a D&D starter book or whatever makes Hasbro very little money at the end of the day. But D&D IP, dice, figures, movie tie-ins, television show tie-ins, t-shirts, D&D the breakfast cereal, that is all profit. So yeah, they could milk D&D forever. On the other hand, if they lost Magic, that would be huge, but they don't need Wizards of the Coast to make Magic. They could make Magic on their own. They really don't, Magic pretty much writes itself these days. As for the digital D&D, is Dungeons and Dragons going to cease to be making physical product and go 100% digital? No, of course not. I never said that. I know there are people who are going around saying that I said that. No, I said, and I will repeat what I said based upon the facts that I have. And, I'm not about in my humble opinion. I'm about facts that are presented to me. I am a show me. I believe in science. So, this is what Hasbro has said. This is the information coming straight from the Wizards of the Coast head of D&D and Hasbro CEO. The first digital physical crossover is going to be Dragonlance, which we're going to see in December. We will have a physical Dragonlance book and the digital Dragonlance book. The digital Dragonlance book will supposedly communicate directly with D&D Beyond and will be forward compatible once the D&D virtual tabletop is actually a thing, whenever that's going to happen. And there will also be, of course, a PDF and a POD. You will also, and there will be a physical Dragonlance book. You will only get that combo if you buy it directly. What is it with you and this pin? Do you feel you're not getting enough attention? Look at this cat. Sorry, cat break. If you buy Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen at Target, you will just get the book. You will not get any of the digital stuff. I doubt they will do even a coupon, because that's just there's no way you could control that. There's no way you could prevent people from coming in and copying that coupon, copying that whatever. Having worked at Target, it doesn't work. So if you buy Dragonlance directly from Wizards of the Coast, you will get the digital. The digital will be automatically, supposedly, installed in your D&D Beyond. It will be forward compatible. Did I just invent a word? Forward compatible. So once the D&D virtual tabletop goes live, all that information will automatically be recognized by your virtual tabletop individual to you that you have the Dragonlance, and then you will be, of course, also mailed the physical copy. This physical copy would be more expensive than previous books. Sorry, whether you buy it on its own at Target or at your friendly local game store or from Wizards of the Coast, this is going to be a $50, $60, $70, maybe even $100 book. Why? Because Hasbro's evil? No, because Hasbro's trying to make back the $60 million they lost this quarter? Kind of. Paper is at a minimum right now, okay? Trees are an endangered species. There's 20% less trees now than there were this same time 5 years ago, okay? Because of all the fires. No trees means no paper. No paper means no books. So it is more expensive to print a printed version of Dragonlance. Therefore, it's going to cost more money. Therefore, the supplies of the printed version of Dragonlance are going to be less. Dragonlance will probably end up, like most of the other physical products, print on demand. You don't get a print copy sent to you unless you actually pay the print on demand stuff. And then any future physical copies of D&D products will be the special editions. They will cost more to give you the exact same amount of content you get now. So, going into 2023, we have 5 new D&D products scheduled. Whether those will remain or not remains to be seen, but tentatively I think it's 5. There's the Fendelvin campaign setting. That's sort of, I don't know, do we really need this? You've already given us the campaign, but whatever. There's the giant-centric book. There's a couple others. I don't remember. The list is on Wizards of the Coast. Those are all tentative. Those will probably be the same as Dragonlance. Physical, digital. If you go into Target or your friendly local game store, you will just see a limited supply of the physical copies, and they're going to run high-end. 60, 70, 80 bucks for the giant-centric book that's coming out. But if you go to D&D Beyond, Wizards of the Coast, and buy the whatever it is, Tales of the Deck of Many Things is I think another one, and the giant-centric one, and the Minds of Fendelvin-centric one. If you buy that on Wizards of the Coast, again, you will get the physical copy mailed to you, and you will have direct access to the digital information. Again, digital PDF plus POD plus automatically, supposedly automatically installed into your D&D Beyond account as long as you're continuing to pay for it. Remember, you're going to have to pay for D&D Beyond monthly to continue to get access to the stuff. And again, on paper, forward compatible, so when the VTT goes live, all the information for the Mines of Fendelvin or whatever is coming out in 2023 will automatically be upgraded and uploaded to the VTT when you buy it and install it. Maybe. I mean, of course, we're talking about computers and stuff, so will this actually happen the way it's supposed to? My experience with computers, no, but it will happen in some form. It may take longer than people thought it will take, and it may require downloads and uploads and reinstalls, and there may even be other charges, but on paper, that's the idea. Going into 2023, end of 2023, beginning of 2024, will there still be physical product? Books? Yes, there will be. But these will be incredibly expensive, limited edition, limited runs. It's not personal. It's not, the OSR trying to fuck Wizards of the Coast. It's not Hasbro trying to fuck you for money. It's just the fact that printing, production, and shipping are way more expensive now. And the materials you need to make a physical copy of a game book, this stuff is becoming a scarce commodity here in the United States and worldwide. Again, 20% less trees here in the United States than there were 5 years ago. 60% less trees worldwide than there were less 5 years ago. You know what makes paper? Trees. You know what your D&D book is made out of? Paper. Whether it's recycled paper or regular paper, it's paper. Cardstock, cardboard, all that stuff, paper. Paper comes from trees. Less trees means production is going to be more expensive. Shipping is going to be more expensive. So if you want to buy a game book tail end of 2023, 2024, it's going to be limited editions. It's going to be special editions so they can justify charging you $100 or more, even though you're going to get the exact same amount of content you would have if you bought just, a player's handbook. This or whatever. But yeah, in order to make up for the loss, they're going to have to charge you more. And it's going to be print on demand, which means friendly local game stores like Cess Games and Anime, even though it's not here, or Dreamworld Collectibles, or, Weeby Games or whatever, will have to order a certain amount of Magic to get the special edition physical print copies. Okay? They will receive a limited amount of physical edition print copies. Okay? They will not be able to renew those physical print copies from Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast will have a X amount of commodity available to them to ship. Once it's shipped, that's done. If you want more, you're going to have to pay through the nose print POD for them to print it on an individual basis to ship to you. So friendly local game store, Target, whatever, going to have to buy X amount of Magic to get bare minimum of the books. The books will be the super expensive books. There will be limited supply. So if your Target only gets, 5-7 copies of whatever, something that they've got scheduled for next year, there's a giant-centric one, or the Mines of Fendelvin campaign setting thing that they say they're going to get. So you have 5, 7, 10 physical copies. When those are gone, they're gone. It'll be almost impossible to reorder them. Okay? It's not like they're just going to get a new shipment. They're going to have to be special orders, and Target is going to have to know that there is a need for them. So if people come in and say, I want to special order that, Target will special order it from Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast will say, okay, we will send it to you if you buy a certain amount of Magic, and we're only going to send you enough to fill the special order. Now for friendly local game stores, same thing. We'll send you 5. Once those 5 are gone, if anybody comes in and wants another one, you're going to have to special order it. It'll be print on demand, and it's going to cost you a lot. Or you could order it from a second run publisher like Alliance or Diamond, but same thing. It's going to be a one-on-one basis. It's going to be special orders, and it's going to be print on demand. Okay? And it's going to be the super special Beatles and Grimm edition. But the digital stuff is going to be D&D Beyond, Wizards of the Coast, virtual tabletop. So end of 2023 into 2024, going towards 2027, more and more D&D is going to be digital. They're going to have their own virtual tabletop. They're going to have their own, D&D Beyond, they're going to try and, rustle in as much control of the digital content that they can. Obviously, what's ever out there is already out there. They can't go to Roll20 and go, you can't use our D&D stuff anymore. Because the law says, well, sorry, it's already out there. You can't take it back. Well, we can charge you more. No, you can't. You can't charge us for something we already have. Okay? Now, if there's an upgrade, things change. Maybe you could charge us for that. But, we've already got D&D on the Roll20 platform. So you can't make it go away. You can't cancel Roll20 D&D, Wizards of the Coast. I know there's people who are concerned about that. No. All the virtual tabletops that are supporting D&D, 5e, or whatever will continue to support 5e because it's out there and you can't take it away. Third-party publishers like Goodman Games will be able to still make 5e, 4e, 3e, 2e, 1e, 0e content because it's out there. You can't take it away. Wizards of the Coast still technically owns all the previous editions of Dungeons and Dragons. So if there's any, third-party support for direct, for use with 5e, Wizard can't take that away. So if I wanted to make a 5e product, I could. If I wanted to make a 4e product, I could. If I wanted to make a 3e product, I could. If I wanted to make some OSR OG retro clones, I still can. Are the edition wars over? No. Will Wizards of the Coast continue to support older editions? They'll let people use the license and take their small percentage. Goodman Games goes, hey, we want to make another thing of, Against the Giants. And use all the old Against the Giants stuff and make a 5e Against the Giants. And Wizards of the Coast will go, sure, you can do that. We can't stop you. Thank you for supporting older editions. The edition wars are still a thing. We will take our measly 5% and appreciate our merchandising money and move on. Thank you, OGL. So, in closing, will digital copies be a thing? Yes. Is Hasbro pushing for digital control of Dungeons & Dragons? Yes. Will there be a Dungeons & Dragons virtual tabletop? They claim there will. Will it be all on D&D Beyond? They claim it is. Will it all be PDF? As much as possible, Wizards of the Coast, Hasbro wants you to go digital. Yes, absolutely. That is the direction. That is what they want. That allows them to reach the largest audience. That allows them to make the most amount of money for the least amount of effort and the least amount of expenses. So yes, 2023, 2024, going to 2027, more and more D&D will be online. More and more of the Wizards of the Coast staff will be replaced by people who understand the online digital marketplace. Will there still be physical product? 2023, yes. 2024, maybe. Going into 2025, it's probably all going to be print on demand. Hey, Target, you have to sell enough of 2025 Magic the Gathering to justify us printing on demand 5 copies of 2025 D&D. And once those copies are gone, we're not going to reprint them. We're going to just say it's out of stock, continuously out of stock. Unless you can get enough special orders to make it worth our time to print on demand more copies. Same with same with game stores, if there will even be any game stores left in 2025, 2027. Sell enough Magic, we will send you 5 2025 physical copies at $80, $100 each. Once they're gone, they're gone. You want any more? You got a special order, print on demand, or you got to buy them from Alliance or Diamond or whoever. And, Alliance, Diamond, Forever, or whoever is going to be, well, we bought 1,000 of these at cost. So in order for us to send them to you, you're going to have to pay us cost plus. And then when your friendly local game store gets the $80 book that they just spent $120 on, they're going to turn around and go, well, in order for us to break even, I have to charge you at least $125 or less. I don't know. I mean, I'm basing it upon what I know of game stores now. And, cost versus retail versus wholesale. Alliance can buy 1,000 copies on wholesale. Then they can sell them at retail. And then the retailer can turn around and sell them at cost or charge more in order if they want to make a profit. And again, 100% profit is not the physical books. 2025 Dungeons and Dragons book is not profit. You're lucky if you break even on a book. Profit is the attachments. Dice, modules, maps, toys, adventures, breakfast cereal. That's the profit. That's where the real money comes from. Your goal is to break even on the physical product, and then everything else, Magic the Gathering, that's all profit. That's all, money in the pocket. So, to the individuals who are saying that I said Dungeons & Dragons is going to go 100% digital and have no more physical product as of next year, no, I never said that. Stop telling lies about me. I said what I said, and I'm going to say it again in closing. Wizards of the Coast / HASBRO is pushing towards digital. It will be far easier to get digital content than physical content going towards 2027, which is what Hasbro has mapped out. 2023 to 2027, this is what we're investing in. This is what we want to happen. It is cheaper, it is more effective, and it is easier for them to have digital D&D content. So that is the direction they're going. Physical copies will be available for purchase, print on demand, from Wizards of the Coast / D&D Beyond / Hasbro. When you order that, you will get the digital stuff as well, which supposedly via magic will automatically go into D&D Beyond if you're paying for D&D Beyond, and eventually go into the virtual tabletop. 2023, 2024, same thing. 2024, more into 2025, 2027, less physical, more digital, more print on demand. If you want it, you're going to have to pay for it, for us to print it, and we're going to charge you an arm and a leg, and then we're going to ship it to you the slowest, most expensive way possible, and then you will receive your special edition of 2025 Dungeons & Dragons product of the month with all the bells and whistles and the cover and the alternate art and whatever, and I don't know, it's made out of genuine fake leather or whatever they're going to do to justify charging you $120 for a book that, would normally cost in 2014 $50. But no, physical will not go away. It will just be really, really, really hard to find. And as trees get less and less, it's going to be more expensive to get paper, which means it's going to be more expensive to get physical products of game books until they find an alternative to paper. I don't know, spider silk, aluminum, human flesh. And then 2025, 2026, 2027, which is when the plan is scheduled to be revisited, more and more digital, more and more wanting you to do digital, more and more subtle, forcing you to go digital, more and more attention to the digital, less and less physical books. Physical product, of course, they're still going to make dice and figures and toys and breakfast cereal and clothing. That costs them nothing compared to the amount of money they make. A set of D&D dice is 100% profit. The D&D lunchbox, 100% profit. So those won't go away. Physical books will become an endangered species, in closing. Anyway, so I've addressed the rumors about Jeremy Crawford may or may not be having his head on the chopping block. There is no truth to that as far as I know. My contact at Wizards of the Coast has nothing to say on the matter. Will the future not look bright for Jeremy Crawford? I'm going to say probably not, but you never know. Cannot predict the wackiness that goes over at Wizards of the Coast. And in regards to people saying that I claimed Hasbro is going to stop making physical content and want you to go all digital, that is completely untrue. What I said is what I just said. And so in closing, yeah, that's it. I hope you appreciate this nonsense. If you do, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. If you think I'm incorrect, let me know. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe, please subscribe. Help support the OGGM adventures because the holidays are coming up and you need to get the people in your life gifts. And you should get them OGGM official product. Links down below. I'm exhausted. That was a lot of talking. I will see you later.